Hi, I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. It is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to lachri.com/critiques. That link is below in the video description and you can submit your work there. Today's critique comes from artist Sarah Miller. She has completed this Sheltie portrait in pastels. You did a really good job on your colors. You picked the right colors for this dog. They're very natural looking, so good job there. Taking a look at a few things we can do to improve on this even more. First, your reference photo is not one, if somebody was hiring me to paint their pet, this is not a reference photo I would accept. The dog is too far away, the lighting is terrible, it's indoor lighting, it's just not one I would go with. So that definitely made more of a challenge for you because you can't see the details that you need to on the dog. You can't see the texture in the fur, the details around the eyes, you're not able to see a lot there. Now the one thing that I do like about this photo, it's a nice position of the dog. It's probably a position that the owners see the dog sit in all the time, leaning up against the armchair like that. I would recommend though, leave the chair in the photo. What happened is in that reference photo, the dog leaning up there, it's pushing his coat in, he's kind of leaning to the side, his legs are a bit in a weird position, which makes sense when he's leaning against the side of the chair there. But when you take out the chair, it suddenly looks like the dog's a little deformed, it's not drawn quite right. You drew it like the photo, you did a good job there. But because the couch is missing now, it doesn't make any sense. So I would recommend in a case like this where the dog's kind of leaning against something, leave what he's leaning in the photo. You don't have to draw the entire couch, but draw part of the couch so you can see that he is leaning against something there. Now, while you can't really see what you need to for the detail and texture in the fur, Shelties are a common enough breed. If you just do a Google search for Sheltie, you are going to come up with so many reference photos. This is a sable Sheltie at that, and sable is a very common color. You're going to find a ton of photos that do have a higher resolution where you can see what you need to see. Use the texture in those photos and apply that to yours. Now, I'm not saying copy theirs exactly. You run into copyright issues in that. Use the outline from this photo, but add the texture and the detailing from some of these better photos that you can find online. And this happens a lot where you're hired to paint a pet portrait and the client provides you with a terrible photo that you just cannot see what you need to. Sometimes, especially if the pet has passed on, they can't get better photos for you. So one of the easiest things that you can do if it's a breed like this that's very common, find another photo and use that for the texture, use this photo for the outline and markings, and then the other photo for the texture and detailing. Combine those two, and that can help your work to be that much more realistic. And you had said your goal was to create a very realistic piece. So this is one huge tip that you can apply to your own work to make it look much more realistic when you do have a not so great reference photo. My last tip is to remember, don't ever leave white fur solid white. You'll have a few white highlights, but you don't want to leave it solid white. It'll look very flat. And overall, on this piece, you need a lot more shading. It's like you've got a great base layer, it just doesn't feel quite finished. If you keep working and layering and getting the shadows in there, and especially on the white fur, you're gonna have grays, purples, and blues are very common to have in the shadows. You'll even have browns and creams in the shadows. Usually it's just going to pick up whatever color is in the surroundings, but make sure you get those colors in there. It's very important. Do not leave white solid white. Very little in your paintings will ever be solid white. So just watch out for that when you are painting pet portraits. I think you did a great job with the reference photo that you had to work from, and I bet if you combine this with a better reference photo, you're gonna do amazing work. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I have art videos 4 times a week. There's a schedule right here. Plus, I'm now doing live streaming quite often where I'm doing real-time demonstrations for you guys and answering your art questions. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on anything, and you can follow me on any of my social media sites. Those links are below in the video description where you can keep up with news, my newest work, and be notified of when the live streams are coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow.